Oh, hello, my name is Izzy Lawrence. I am a children's author of historical fiction. Look, here are some of my books, a Time Machine Next Door series. My latest novel for 9 to 12-year-olds is called A Cursed Tomb, historically accurate. It's set in ancient Egypt. You know, get your hands on this. But I'm going to beat all of my books because I've been sent a book by Bookfest Shropshire. They gave me this little note. They sent me this book. It is by Evie, Preece, who is a pupil at Shropshire Primary School, which is one of the schools I visited earlier this year, which is very exciting. She's not only written this entire novel, but she has also beautifully illustrated it as well. We've got swords on the cover, we've got satchels, we've got a lady, we've got a thing, looks a bit like a centaur, but I don't want to get my hopes up. It says on the back, today is Sophie's birthday, but it doesn't feel like it at all until a present from her best friend transports her to a new world. All of a sudden, Sophia is expected to fight goblins and monsters, but there is one question left. How will she get home? Well, I'm going to read this to you and we're going to find out together. By the way, I'm not the best of readers and the writing is quite small, so I might have to repeat myself a couple of times, but do not worry about that because the story will carry us through. Here we go, part 1. It was another day, dully trudging home from school. Sophia had 3 words going round in her head. Normal, boring, repeat. Normal, boring, repeat. Today was her birthday, but it didn't feel like it because no one had taken notice of her big shiny badge. It was like it was invisible. Like any other day, only her best friend Evie had noticed her. Sophia had a present in her satchel from Evie. It was the only exciting thing she could think of. All of a sudden, she heard a thunderclap and it started to pour with rain. Could this day get any worse, Sophia thought. Yes, it could, of course, for she had forgotten her coat at school. Sophia started to run and hurried all of the way back home. And there's a picture there, look, of her running along the road. Drenched and exhausted, she flung open the door, took her shoes and, with socks full of water, squelched upstairs into her room. Throwing off her satchel, Sophia jumped on her bed. This is definitely the worst day of her life. Okay, Sophie, enough overdoing news reporter Danny's voice. Sophie reported this as a Yorkshire accent. I didn't do the Yorkshire accent, I'm sorry about that. That is a letdown of the narrator, not of the text. Just at that moment, she remembered her gift from Evie. It was still in her satchel. Sophia jumped off her bed and picked up the satchel and hoped that whatever was inside wasn't broken. Sophia felt the gift. It didn't feel broken. Phew! Thank goodness. Sophia ripped the wrapping paper to get to the object inside. As she got to the middle, Sophia saw it was a book. Pulling off the paper, she noticed one word in particular. Mythical beasts. Well, 2 words really. Sophia flipped to the first page, a note from the author. Blah, 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 boring. So she flipped to the first page. Second page, centaurs. Sophia just had time to finish the page when, flicker, flicker, darkness. And there we have some darkness for you. That's very exciting darkness there, I imagine. Or it's just the next bit of the story. Magical stuff's about to happen. It was darker than she had ever experienced. Sophia was petrified. She reached for her nightlight, but there was nothing there. Suddenly, a rush of cold damp hit her square in the head. Sophia felt lightheaded so much that it felt like she was in a hurricane. Then everything stopped. Dizzy and confused, Sophia stood up. Where was she? Cautiously, she looked around. Night was falling and the clouds wept with immense sadness. Trees towered high above her. They were the tallest trees she had ever seen. In the distance, a lone campfire flickered. As Sophia got closer to the fire, she saw a girl, but it was no ordinary girl, for she was half horse, half human. Sophia took a step forward. Crack! Uh-oh, she'd stepped on a twig. The figure looked up. Firelight flickered on her face in a sinister way. The creature trotted over to Sophia. It was scary. Well, exciting and scary. Well, look who decided to show up. Sorry, that was a bit harsh, but I've been waiting all night for you. I'm Lexi, Princess of Mithica. Come on, we have to save my brother, exclaimed the figure. I'm ever so sorry, but I have no idea what you're on about, but I feel like I should, Sophia said, raising her tone in a confused way. How did this Lexi girl, if you could even call her that, expect her to know all this? Oh, right, yeah. Okay, where to begin? Sophia, the portal chose you to come and help me save my brother, who is older than me. William, Prince of, well, you get it, Lexi explained. I do not think you want me for that, because right now I don't even know where I am, Sophia cried, knowing it probably had something to do with Lexi's name. Oh, for crying out loud, Mithica, we're in Mithica, Lexi said in frustration. Sorry, shouted Lexi in frustration. I made that bit up. It shouted Lexi in frustration. Come on, if we don't hurry up, we'll be late for the battle. And with that, galloped off, beckoning for Sophia to follow. As Lexi slowed down to a trot, the sun showed itself by rising over the hills, and Sophia saw how beautiful Lexi was. Her horse half was covered in a layer of hazelnut hair, and her tail was a lovely shade of ginger. She had feet, well, hooves, clad with gold shoes, embedded with rubies shaped like hearts. Lexi's human half had long hair the same shade of ginger as her tail, a scarlet top and a golden tiara, which was also embedded with rubies. Suddenly, Lexi stopped, and a shriek filled the air, followed by an enormous burst of flame. As she rounded the corner, Sophia saw a small man riding on top of a small dragon. Behind him were an army of little men, brandishing swords, spears, and bows loaded with arrows. A small cage sat with all fearsome beasts imaginable guarding it. One had a long tongue that it used to rip up trees and squeeze them until they snapped in half. Look, there's a picture of it. We can see the picture there, snapping a tree in half with its tongue, which is terrifying. Right, at the back of the cage, Sophia saw movement. That must be Prince William, she thought. Without warning, the tiny man urged the smaller men... Hang on. We're going to start this again, it's fine. Without warning, the tiny man urged the smaller dragon. Oh yeah, it's fine. I can read. It's fine. Sorry. But reading's difficult sometimes, but that's okay. You've got to keep going. Here we go. Without warning, the tiny man urged the smaller dragon to charge into Lexi, but Lexi jumped out of the way, which sent the dragon sliding into the tree. The little man let out a lot of strange noises that sounded a bit like swears. No, a lot like swears. Lexi explained that he was Gobo, king of the goblins. Like goblins look, but more human. And he was angry because when her brother William was training, he had thrown a spear a bit too far and it had shattered Gobo's favourite gemstone. Once everything had been explained, Lexi tossed Sophia's sword and let out a war cry and charged into battle. The war had begun. So exciting. And the drawings are amazing, by the way. Drawings are absolutely amazing. After only a few hours, Gobo was standing, and as using a sword came easily to her, Sophia had slayed his dragon in a matter of seconds. Retreating into the forest, Gobo tripped on a twig, and as he flew through the air, a silver key made out of the same metal as the cage fell out of his pocket and onto the ground. Splash went Gobo in the lake. Lexi picked up the key, examined it, and slotted it into the padlock on the cage. It fit perfectly. The cage door swung open, and out trotted Prince William of, well, you know. Lexi galloped over to him and hugged the life out of her big brother. When they got back to the castle, St. Shropshire, they had the biggest party in the world. While she was at the table, Sophia realised something. How would she get home? After pondering on this for a long time, Sophia heard a voice she soon recognised as her mother's. Sophia started to panic. She had to get home now. She followed the voice around a corner and came face to face with the forest. Suddenly, she felt a hand on her arm. Sophia spun round to fight, her hand on her sword, her hand on the sword Lexi had given her. There was William, and behind him, Lexi. All three of them had tears in their eyes. They had become such good friends on the way back to Lexi and William's home, but they knew Sophia would be back soon. From behind the trees, a light and engulfed the clearing. Oh, and a light appeared and engulfed the clearing. Sophia was home. And look, there we have the party and the table. And we got some tours and, oh, it's very exciting. "Where have you been?" screeched Sophia's mother, Amber, Mrs. Carter. "You didn't leave a note." I don't know why I've made her so posh, but she's got a very posh mum, has Sophia in my head anyway. "I popped over to Evie's to say thanks for the present and I get to give her a get well soon card," lied Sophia, but a bit too quickly. And after a stern telling off, she actually did. Sophia told Evie the whole story. Evie was happy at the right time, sad at the right time, and scared at the right time. And Sophia was still back in time for tea. The end. And you have Evie telling Sophia when she's ill in bed all about her story. So, well, Sophia telling Evie. But there we go. That was an amazing book, wasn't it? I wish I could write a book like that. I mean, mine are all right too. But if you're going to read one of them, this one was a bit more, it's much more condensed than this one. I'll give you credit there. I really enjoyed that. Well done, Evie Preece of, I'm going to say, Shortwood Primary School, where I've been ISZI Lawrence. This has been an utter treat, a magical adventure. I want to know what happened to Gobo the Goblin King. I think that deserves another sequel, like spin-off series, if anybody wants to write that. Obviously, get Evie's permission first. Thank you.